A very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me welcome you to our today's session here at Bicc International Convention Center. We started our session yesterday and we had prayed yesterday. I hope we use the same prayer today. Aye. MACRA, Director General, Mr. Mayamiko Nkoloma, here present, senior government officials, development partners, captains of the industry, MACRA management and staff here present this morning, innovators and members of the tech community, members of the media, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure this morning to welcome you all to this important event. We are gathered here this morning not only to share knowledge, but also to engage in meaningful dialogue that will inspire ideas, strengthen collaboration, and drive progress in ICT. Today, I encourage everyone to participate actively, listen attentively, and make the most of the opportunity to connect and exchange ideas. We have a lot happening today, including tonight's event, the award ceremony. So we will try as much as possible to allow everyone to participate while keeping time. And I kindly request all speakers to adhere to their allocated time. So without much ado, let me invite Ijenko officials, especially Mr. Moses Gwaza, to start with a presentation this morning. No, Mr. Gwaza is not here. Thank you.
Good morning all. My name is Jede Luka. I'm the Director of Planning and Development at Ijenko. I'll do a presentation on behalf of the CEO who was supposed to be here, but is attending to other activities. Before we start, let me thank MACRA for giving us this opportunity to share with all of you in terms of who we are and why we are relevant on the ICT fraternity. The presentation, please. Next. Next. I will not take much of your time, being an intro. Ijenko is a state-owned organization which was established in 2017. It's a company which is holding generation license to generate power to the grid. The grid is being managed by ESCOM, who are the single buyer of energy in Malawi, on license, and also distribution license. Next. As I indicated, we are wholly owned by government. We were incorporated under the law, and we started our operations in 2017. We are relatively younger. We moved out of ESCOM to start Ijenko in 2017. Next. Looking at the sector itself, it's a pretty good market in terms of the structure, because we have the ministry at the top holding the policy issues, and we have a regulator who is MERA, regulating the same way MACRA does. And we have on this side the power providers. One of it is ourselves, Ijenko, and we have got other independent power producers. I think we have heard of the JCM and the Serengeti in Kota Kota. There is also a potential of having an interconnector with our neighbors. So all of us, we are pulling our power to ESCOM, who is a single buyer, And the same ESCOM has also transmission and distribution license. So whatever we sell to ESCOM, ESCOM sells it to customers. Customers pay ESCOM, ESCOM pays us. All that market is regulated by MACRA. Thank you. Next. Our vision is to create a better tomorrow for Malawi through the leadership in power generation. You'll see the figures which are coming next that we are the biggest power generator in Malawi. The mission is to generate reliable and diversify power generation by leveraging in our diversity and innovative spirit. Our motto is generating power for generations. Next. Our capacity as of now is totaling to 452 megawatt. I hope you're able to see the figure down there. And we are predominated with hydro. Most of our power is generated by hydro, whereby 88% of it is hydro, and only 12% are thermal diesels, and 1.3% are solars, which are located in our Chizumuru and Likoma islands. Next. In terms of the infrastructure itself, we have got several power stations generating different amount of energy. Most of our power generations are located on the lower side of the country. You can see that I think 4 are concentrated on a same place, and we have got only 1 hydro which is located up in the north. It's a small one, a mini hydro. We also have some other generators. I've indicated that we have got thermal and also solar on the islands. Next. These are the thermal diesels which we have. These diesels, we use them mostly during the peak hours. We cannot run them for more than 8 hours. Otherwise, the diesel is expensive, and also you increase the wear in terms of the repairs of the thermal diesels if you run them for a longer period. We also have solars, I've indicated. These solars are located on the islands. Next. Now, why do we support ICT and innovation? Next. ICT is integrated into our system to ensure efficiency. It's a tool which we use to make decisions. We know ICT-based systems, as we're using them, they're able to generate data. And that data, you are able to make decisions from it. It helps you to make informed decisions which are backed by data. Next. These photos are depicting where we are coming from and how we are embracing ICT in our system. This one is an old power plant which was built in the 60s. And we rehabilitated it, renewed it to the one you are seeing on the far right, whereby the controls are now controlled using the ICT facilities here. Previously, you see there are knobs, gauges, analog gauges running around, but all these things have been moved out. We have now embraced into ICT, where you can see so many indicators which are digital-based indicators. Next. Yes, ICT enables us to focus, monitor, and also coordinate our generation infrastructure. As I indicated, we have got hydropower systems, which rely also on digital systems, as you have seen on the picture. We also have thermodiesels. These are hooked into the same system so that we can monitor and control the performance of the machines themselves. We also have solar, as I indicated, up north. We are developing another one in Salima. That one I didn't want to talk about it. But we also use ICT-based system to focus in terms of what will come tomorrow for us to generate as part of the solar generation system. Next. We also have a supervisory control and data acquisition system, SCADA. This one helps us to monitor almost all our equipment across the country. The picture I'm showing you there is picking all the power plants which we have. Those who can be able to read, we have got Nkula A, Nkula B. You can see the megawatts there and the megavars. You can also see the diesels on the far end. So all across, all our plants across the country, we're able to monitor them only under a one roof. The ones you are seeing there, they are very old Soviet era controls. These ones, I think we'll keep them for our kids to see where we are coming from. But we are moving from those which are down there to just a screen which people are able to see and control on a real time. We also developed a automatic generation control, whereby the system will be controlling itself. This will avoid situations of having national blackouts. When the frequencies drop, the generators are supposed to control themselves, not relying on somebody to pick a call, to indicate levels are dropping, then go and switch on a machine. They will be able to generate themselves. As I indicated, we also monitor on real time in terms of the behavior of the machine, being it a vibration, being it some water maybe spitting out we had. For people who would want more details about Egenco, you can visit our website, www.egenco.mw. You have all the information, all the power plants, and you have all the businesses which we do as a generator for the country. Thank you very much.
Another big hand for Egenco for giving us a very beautiful presentation and a short one for that matter. So there are so many partners for this event. Some of them, you can see their banners there. We have Airtel, there is Eskom, Egenco, Old Mutual, NBS, we have Spark there, we have MHub, a lot of partners for this event. So allow me, ladies and gentlemen, at this time to show you a video of one of the partners. We have Unipod as one of the partners for this event, and we will now show you a short video just to give you a glimpse of what they do. ICT. You can see the cables, the screens that these guys, they are also in ICT. At this point in time, Director General, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite officials from the Digital Malawi Acceleration Program, DMAP. And this time, I will call upon Brian Kunkwezu to come and give us a presentation. And thereafter, I will call Bright Chidzumeni from PPPC to also give us a presentation.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, my name is Brian Kunkwenzu from the Digital Malawi Acceleration Project. I'm going to make a presentation on behalf of my project manager who could not do it himself. So my presentation will be top line because I'm not an IT specialist. I'm an environment and social specialist. So my presentation will be very top line. If there will be any need for further clarifications, I think we should still be able to provide that as we continue to interact. Can I get the first slide? Okay, as we are waiting for the slides to be sorted, maybe I would just ask a question. Does anyone know about the Digital Malawi Acceleration Project by show of hand? Yes, I'm sure it's not a very new project because I think by now the project is in its second phase, if not third phase. Initially, I think there was the Digital Malawi project, and this is the Digital Malawi Acceleration Project. So I think it's a very important project. I think as far as ICT is concerned and innovation, you see in the presentation where we talk about some of the components that we have there that align very well with ICT innovations, tech hubs, and other things. All right, so I think while we still wait for the technical people to sort out the presentation, maybe I can just continue to mention some of the most important components of the project, which align very well with the ICT innovations and other activities within the ICT sector in the country. So the Digital Malawi Acceleration Project is going to support a number of activities, including support for ICT innovations, tech hubs, digital skills. So I'm sure this aligns very well with the function today. And apart from that, the project is also going to support connectivity for rural underserved communities. So the project is going to support activities that will look at increasing internet connectivity in rural communities, in areas that are prone to floods and other disasters. We are also going to increase, to extend internet connectivity to schools, 2,000 primary schools. We are also going to increase, the project is going to support connectivity to public institutions, public offices. This is across 28 districts in the country. Yeah, so the first component, let's go to the next slide. Next. Yes, so this is the objective of the project. Largely is to increase access to and inclusive use of the internet and improve the government's capacity to deliver digitally enabled services. So I think this is very clear in terms of the intention and the objective of the project. Let's go to the next slide. Next. Yes, so the first component, I will go top line. We have next slide, please. Subcomponent 1.2, so this is the education sector. I talked about 2,000 schools. That will be, the project will be supporting in terms of connectivity. In the initial phases, about 80 plus schools were connected. And the project again will be supporting and sponsoring Malawi's participation in the EU Africa Connect 4 program in partnership with the Ubuntu Net Alliance. As I mentioned already, I'm not an ICT expert, so if there will be need for further clarifications on that, we can meet after this presentation. Next slide. Subcomponent 1.3 is about regional connectivity. So the project again will be supporting activities aimed at addressing gaps in missing cross-border broadband links, possibly drawing upon a regional financing facility. I think further clarification can be provided on this from the sidelines. The project will be supporting integration of infrastructure, planning of digital corridors for Southern Africa. We'll also be supporting demand aggregation at the regional level for internet connectivity for education, health, and government. Under the same subcomponent, we'll also be supporting climate resilience technical assistance. This is the development of regionally harmonized standards and guidelines for the development of climate resilient digital infrastructure. I think one of the innovators yesterday was showcasing some innovation around this, disaster preparedness and early warning systems. So the project is also going to be supporting that. Next slide. So subcomponent 1.4 will be supporting or enhancing data hosting capacity and transitioning to cloud computing. So the project will be supporting the provision of ongoing support to the National Data Center and enable cloud services at the national and regional levels. The project will be supporting and ensuring safe hosting of government data, providing managed IT services, and a help desk to ensure smooth functioning of the National Data Center to keep government data and applications safe. I think that's straightforward. So the project will also be supporting the development of a national data strategy. So to ensure that we have a well-structured framework for data governance and sharing protocols. Next slide. So that's the component 2. This is where the project, the DMAP project, will be supporting interoperable and secure data platforms. And component 2.1 is the support to next generation digital ID and identity verification services, including for EYC and public key infrastructure. Project funds will also support the government in transitioning to next generation cost-effective digital IDs, introduction of a choice of credentials. I think I will not go to the details much. Let me keep top line. So the project will also be developing e-signatures capability for e-services that require a high level of assurance. Yes, let's go to the next slide. So subcomponent 2.2, the project will be supporting the extension of the and will also be supporting the expansion of e-services portal. So some MDAs are going to be digitalizing some services, and this should be accessible through this Bomalatu. Next slide. Yes, so subcomponent 2.3 is about enhancing policy and regulatory frameworks, operationalization of the Data Protection Authority, and support for the Malawi Computer Emergency Response Team. So there is also going to be regional policy and regulatory harmonization and operationalization of the Data Protection Authority. Next slide. For component 3, I think, let me stop here. My colleague, Bright Chidzumeni, should be able to provide more details on that. This is the component that is going to directly, I think, support innovators that we have present today. And yes, so I think Bright is going to give more details on that. Ladies and gentlemen, let me stop there for now. Thank you very much.
Right, good morning. My name, as Brian has said, is Bright Chidzumeni. I work as Digital Innovation and Entrepreneurship Manager at the DIMA project. So I want to quickly provide more details beyond what has been presented here on component 3.1. Okay, thank you. So I'll directly be managing component 3.1, and there are 3 subcomponents under this one. So the first one is our planned support to tech hubs. So in the first phase of the project, the Digital Malawi project, we offered support to tech hubs to implement digital skills activities. So we had, I think, about 10 tech hubs which were offered funding to offer digital skills programs across Malawi. So in this phase, we're going to do the same, but a little bit different. So how we have designed it, we have categorized the tech hubs into 2. So we have what we're calling the brownfields. So the brownfields are established hubs that have been operational for some time. They offer digital skills programs, they offer digital innovation support activities, and they are pretty much organized and structured. And then the second ones are called the greenfields. So the greenfields, we are looking at offering support to enterprises that that work in the circular economy. So in the circular economy, we are looking at using e-waste. So those that are doing refurbishment of gadgets. Our goal is to ensure that there is device affordability in Malawi. So if we have players in the ecosystem that collect or buy computers, laptops, mobile phones that have been written off, they fix them and put them back on the market. Those are the ones that we would like to support. So the brownfields also include those that are doing digital manufacturing. So these could be individuals that are collecting plastics to make filaments for 3D printing. So they are making 3D printed phone covers, phone cases. They are making cables. They are making circuit boards. These also will get that type of funding. So apart from being funded to do these activities, they would also be required to do skill transfer to young people, to youth and women who also can replicate the same business model. So the brownfields will get about $500,000 to do the digital skills activities. Now, in this phase, what we're doing is a little different because we want the hubs to operate as BPOs. So the focus is on both basic and advanced digital skills, But for the advanced digital skills, say for example, a hub is offering artificial intelligence engineering. We want the graduates from that program to be supported to get remote jobs. So we have a few BPOs in Malawi, so we want those hubs to adopt that model so that those that are being trained directly are getting jobs internationally. So they can be both local or national jobs and international jobs. While the greenfields will get about $250,000 to run these activities, and they would have to define how long they are going to do the activities, the number of youth and women they are going to support, and how many jobs they are going to create. It will be up to them to define, and a team of evaluators will assess which of their proposals would make sense. Now, on subcomponent number 2, on DMAP will also initiate a sub-grant program for digital entrepreneurs. Forget the first bullet point, that has been revised. So we have divided the sub-grants to digital innovators or digital entrepreneurs into 3. Stage 1 or tier 1 is what we call the early stage entrepreneurs. These ones will be offered about $20,000 as a matching grant. So they would have to contribute a percentage, which is still in discussion with the World Bank for approval on what percent they can contribute. Maybe it could be 10%, maybe it could be 20%. That will be communicated later. But they'll get $20,000 to for market entry. So at this point, we are looking for innovators that have a proven concept. They have a fully proven concept, but what they're looking for is support to grow their business in the market. So those are the first stage. The second stage, which is tier 2, we are looking at early growth. So these are entrepreneurs that are already on the market. They have a bit of revenue, they have a bit of traction. So they'll be offered $50,000. And also this is a matching grant with a bit of an increase of the percentage of contribution. If we give, for example, the first year 10%, these may be required to contribute 15 or 20%. So the reason for the contribution is to show that there's commitment from the entrepreneurs themselves. They are not just looking for a grant for the sake of it, but they really want to grow their business. Then the last one, tier 3, these are scale stage. These are entrepreneurs that are already on the market, but they want to grow not just within Malawi, but across the border. And these ones will get $100,000 with the matching contribution a little bit higher as well. So they have their structures, they've been existing in the market for a while, they have existing users, they have good revenue. So that's the amount that they'll be offered, but they have to match it. And lastly, we're going to facilitate the establishment of Tech Entrepreneurs Association. I think the association is there already, but it's not properly structured. I think Vincent yesterday was talking about coordination because the ecosystem is working in silos. So we'd want to bring a bit of control in terms of collaboration and working together. So the last part of this component will focus on establishing the association and or any other elements that may be important, like coming up with a platform for making sure there is no double dipping of entrepreneurs. So I think even reflecting to what Vincent said yesterday, you'd have an entrepreneur that has been supported at GIZ, the same will go at UNDP, the same will go at Save the Children, with the same type of support, and there's no growth. So with that platform, we'll be able to assess every player in the ecosystem, we'll be able to assess this entrepreneur was supported to this end, and maybe the support they need is this kind of support, not what they already got. So the project will also facilitate that. That is all about component 3.1. The entrepreneurs are not here, most of them, so I'll emphasize that tonight. But the call of action to some of the innovators that are here is to prepare yourself for this support, because we want Malawi to be fully digitized. So for you to get this opportunity, you have to be ready for it. We'll be able to release a call of applications somewhere in August. Thank you.
Well, another big hand for DMAP. Innovators, prepare yourself for this support. I'm telling you, these are not just presentations. They highlight the ICT innovations that they are working on. Like DMAP, innovators, you need to take note of what they are saying. At least after this event, you can know who to collaborate with. So at this point in time, let me call NCST to give us a presentation on Malawi's position. So let me call Kondwan Gondwe from NCST to come forward and give us a presentation.
Good morning. I only have 10 minutes, so my presentation is a little bit long, but I'll try to just to skip some of the slides that are presented for your information. Next slide. So basically, it's the National Commission for Science and Technology presenting on the status or Malawi's position on the Global Innovation Index. So by the end of this presentation, I want you to be able to have some answers to the following questions. Where is Malawi on the Global Innovation Index? How can Malawi, I think this is a different one. I had shared a later presentation, but I'll see. Right, so how can Malawi compare with her neighboring countries? And then where is Malawi doing well? And what needs to be done, especially in the areas that we are fighting? Next slide. So just a little bit of background. I wanted to share with you the mission and then the vision for the commission and then the mandate. And then a little bit talk about an intro to innovation, so that I can speak to the slides that were spoken to yesterday by Vincent and others, so that we contextualize innovation and have a common grounding. And then we'll look at the starting point of measuring innovation, and then we go to the Global Innovation Index, and then the results, and finally the SADC analysis. Next slide, please. So, the Commission was established by the government of Malawi as a lead institution in the advancement of science, technology, and innovation for the sustainable growth and development of Malawi. We are meant to promote, support, coordinate, and regulate the development and application of science and technology, and innovation in order to create wealth and improve the quality of life of Malawians. So this speaks to the Malawi 2063, which is actually focused on creating wealth for Malawians. So innovations, research and development is a route, or provides you direction to creation of wealth. So the Commission is an apex body responsible for effective management and coordination of an efficient and development-oriented S&T policy and strategy. This is actually from Malawi National S&T Policy of 2002, which is now being revised by the government. So the Commission by law, that is the Science and Technology Act of 2003, is charged with the responsibility of coordination, support, promotion, and regulation of the STI sector, which also means that the Commission is an advisory body to the government and all other stakeholders on matters to do with the STI. Next slide, please. So I'll rush through this. I just wanted to share with you some knowledge on the linkage between science, technology, invention, and innovation. So you can read that paper by Odrich and Bosman, which is in the Journal of Technology Transfer. The major issue that I wanted to share with you is the fact that innovation and invention are closely linked. Invention leads to innovation. Those ideas and those inventions that we create, once they are put on the market, that's what leads to innovation. So the description of innovation is actually explained further in the Oslo Manual. Next slide, please. The Oslo Manual is the guiding document that the OECD provided for member states, as well as the African Union, in terms of understanding how we can measure innovation and also how we can report on innovation. So there are two versions that we are recently using interchangeably, but the major one that we're using is the version of 2018. But in whichever version that you're following, innovation is about implementation of new or significantly improved product or processes or marketing methods or new organizational methods that are developed by innovators. In the recent manual that we're using, the 2018 manual, innovation is defined as a new or improved product or process. The product or process here could be either a good or service, and then the combination thereof that differs significantly from the previous unit of production, and that has been made available to the potential users on the market. So when you have an innovation that is pushed on the market, that signifies innovation, because many are the times when innovators have developed innovations, but then they end on the shelf. There is nobody to use them, and therefore they don't even provide any value to the society. So you need to make sure that innovations are actually brought into use either in the household or in the marketplace. Next slide, please. So that background leads us now to the indicators that are measured that inform the Global Innovation Index. So I'll start with the research and development indicators. So the African Union publishes what you call an African Innovation Outlook, which captures indicators on research and development and innovation. So the first indicators are about human resource capacities. So you can actually see from, I hope my pointer is not working, but on the right-hand side there, you see sectors. We have the business sector, we have the government sector, then we have the higher education sector. So we are comparing countries within the African Union in terms of research and development personnel. And then you have different sectors: business, government, higher education, and then private, not-for-profit sectors. So you will see that Malawi is on the second row there. We have about 2,829 persons that were reported in the year 2019. But if you compare Malawi with other countries, you find that the number of R&D personnel in Malawi is actually a little bit lower compared maybe with Egypt, but it's higher than other countries like Benin, for example. I'm not sure about South Africa. There is saying 100, but South Africa should have a higher percentage. Maybe that's just an error. So then when you look at the translation in terms of the graph, this is the percentage of human resources per 1,000 population. So it's more like per capita. It's a count per 1,000 population. So Malawi is actually below some countries when you look at the data across different sectors of higher education, business, government, and then the private or the private not-for-profit sectors. Malawi on the fifth position is actually having a lower kind of it has lower data in terms of the head count on the personnel is a little bit lower compared to those other countries like Senegal, Egypt, and also Mauritius, for example. Next slide, please. Yeah, so when you convert that data into what you call researchers per million inhabitants, you find that Malawi has about 47 researchers in the higher education sector per million inhabitants. And then the orange field is actually showing us percentage of researchers that are in government. And then you have 3 personnel per million inhabitants. That's in private sector. And then the private not-for-profit, we have about 2. So this data was impacted by the fact that it was collected during the COVID year, and the reporting was a little bit not comprehensive because some of the agents in the sector did not provide data. Next slide, please. So looking at other indicators, this is the data that informs the Global Innovation Index. We also map the expenditure on research and development, how much different sectors, the business, the government sector, the higher education, and then the private not-for-profit, how much are they spending on research and development? So you will see that the red bar is basically the total gross expenditure by Malawi. We had about 14 billion in Malawi, that was spent on research and development in the year 2019. That is actually, if you convert it at that, with the GDP of 2019, that translates to about 0.17% of GDP, below the stipulated 1% of African Union. Next slide, please. Yeah, so the reason for this presentation was to present to you the position of Malawi on the Global Innovation Index. But what we need to know is how is the GII framed. So we wanted to present to you the conceptual framework of the GII. The GII was actually launched in 2007 and has since been referred to as a policy instrument that informs evidence-based policy making. And it captures about 80 indicators that are in the following framework conditions. It measures institutions, and then it measures human capital and research, infrastructure development, which is very key for the ICT backbone, and then it also measures the market sophistication and then the business sophistication. In terms of detail, you find that each and every framework condition that has been provided has a little bit of further explanation. For example, under institutions, what is it that is measured? So you look at the regulatory frameworks that exist in a country. So for example, Malawi has a regulatory framework, maybe that is supporting the telecommunication sector, the research and development sector, the standard sector. Those are some of the variables that are actually followed under the institutions. And what kind of institutions do we have that support research and development, but also innovation? And also including general business development activities. Human capital and research. Here, they are interested in measuring education outcomes, tertiary education outcomes, including research and development expenditures, but also issues to do with the inputs into the tertiary education. That's the human resource capacity in terms of researchers, number of researchers, number of R&D personnel that is in the universities. Infrastructure backbone. Here you are looking at the ICT and the general infrastructure, and also ecological sustainability of such kind of infrastructure. So all that is mapped. And within market sophistication, you are looking at credit institutions, the trade variables, and market and other market data. Business sophistication, you are looking at the knowledge workers, but also innovation linkages, and also the knowledge absorption. So you have got two strands. You have got the innovation input index, which is what I've talked about, and then you have got what you call innovation outputs subindex. So the innovation subindex, having the inputs, what kind of innovation outputs are we producing as Malawi? So we need to produce the knowledge and technology outputs or products, which includes issues like publications, issues like innovations, and also the creative outputs. For example, what is actually produced by the Copyright Society, for example. You have the film industry, you have lots of outputs, music industry, and also that's mapped under the creative outputs. So this is basically the conceptual framework. Can we go to the next slides? So the position of Malawi is that Malawi is ranking 125 out of 139 countries, according to the data that was mapped in 2025. Of course, we have got over 139 countries, but these are the ones that had provided data. So you find that Malawi ranks 5th from the 11 low-income groups, but Malawi also ranks 20th among the 32 economies within sub-Saharan Africa. Next slide. Yeah, so how is Malawi performing? Is it well or is it performing badly? So that depends on whether you're looking at the innovation output approach or you're using the input approach in terms of the sub-index that I provided you. So Malawi seems to have performed poorly in innovation outputs, but we performed better in innovation inputs. In other words, we are able to push in resources into the innovation system, but we're not producing the outputs. So there is lack of innovation outcomes. Possibly the innovations that we are seeing are just a tip of the iceberg. We should have produced more. That's what this report is actually providing. Next slide, please. Yeah, so you need to look at this analysis. You see that Malawi is ranking 122nd in the innovation inputs, and then Malawi is ranking 131 on the innovation outputs. So this is basically a picture of poor performance in the outputs. There's a lot of innovations, but possibly innovations are not reported. Because if those innovations were reported, we could have had a better ranking under the innovation outputs. So the national system of innovation is investing, but the outputs are missing. But also innovations are possibly dying before they reach maturity stage. So we have got a process, but that process is not completed. So the literature calls it the innovation chasm, or sometimes some people call it the innovation valley of death, where innovations, they die before the maturity stages. Next slide, please. So I will just rush through the areas where we're doing well. We are doing well in the scientific publications. Most of the professors in our universities, they are just focused on publishing their results of their PhDs, but there is no output in terms of innovation. It has to take someone to read through certain papers to actually come up with some tangible outcomes from the papers. We're also doing well in terms of fixed broadband, both in the short term and also in the long term. There is an increase of about 12.7%. In other words, technology adoption is happening because of the innovation inputs data. Another slide, please. We are also doing well on life expectancy, for example. These are health indicators. Yeah, so you can actually see that life expectancy in Malawi has actually improved. That is good for innovations, because if you are investing in the innovation system, you may want to live a longer life, to reap the benefits of your own innovations. So that's pretty good, but there are other indicators that I'll show you later where we're not doing well. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is now the position of Malawi in terms of expected versus observed innovation performance. I'll jump it, but Malawi is doing well relative to the expectations, the expectation in terms of our level of development. This was like a ranking that Malawi is above the line. So anything that is above the line is doing better than those that are below it. Next. Okay, so these are now scores in those framework conditions that I mentioned: institutions, human capital, infrastructure. So we will provide you with this data in terms of where Malawi is, in terms of institutions that are supporting innovation, in terms of human capital and research, and then business sophistication. How sophisticated is our business and our entrepreneurship sector in Malawi? So those are some of the indicators that have been mapped under the GII, specifically disaggregated for your understanding. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is the creative outputs where I talked about the film industry, which is also mapped, and other forms of creative outputs. Next. Yeah, so the position of Malawi has been, the GI data has been analyzed by SADC, and you can actually see the ranking. This is now the ranking from the best to the worst. So those that are doing better is Mauritius, South Africa, and Seychelles. So you can see Malawi is far away from the leaders, but possibly we're doing well. All that we need to do is improve on our ranking by providing data that is supposed to be used for assessment. Next slide, please. Yeah, so the analysis is that it reveals a structural weakness in the SADC innovation systems, as we have seen the declining scores in many areas. So there is also a lot of disparities between countries within the SADC, and this is also noted that possibly because of the slow recovery from the COVID and other challenges that SADC countries have faced. Next slide. Yeah, so this is where Malawi is stronger at. The ICT sector is having the largest score. Okay, this is basically the indicator that is among the indicators that are actually mapped in the GII. So Malawi's best ranked innovation strength are in the ICT services as a proportion of total trade. go so that we can actually improve our GII position. Next slide, please. Yeah, so this is the Malawi fact sheet we'll share with you as well, so that you can actually have a deeper insight in terms of where we're doing well and where we're not doing well. Next slide. Next. All right, the conclusion. I hope I'm answering to my friend there. So the GI position for Malawi shows that while the country is ranked 125 out of 139, it is the innovation inputs that are contributing to the better position of Malawi other than the innovation outputs. So it is the challenge is upon us as innovators and entrepreneurs in terms of revealing what kind of innovations we are undertaking. In other words, when we collect data from you, you should be able to provide that data so that we can actually push it into the Global Innovation Index. We also have a breather. ICT is found to be a leading sector in terms of performance in terms of contribution to the Global Innovation Indicators data. We have also noted that the same result is being confirmed under the Business Enterprise Innovation Survey that has been conducted by the National Statistical Office. It also shows that ICT is the dominating sector in Malawi, but the Business Enterprise Innovation Survey will be published soon by our colleagues from NSO. This is the end of the presentation. You can go to the last slide for my conclusion. I am imploring on all of us so that we should improve on reporting, because this presentation is only about reporting on innovation indicators, so that we can actually have our position changed in the GII picture. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much for that presentation from NCST. Innovators, are we here? My innovators, molaro yanu ikundikayikisa kuti kodi usiku uno tilandiradi ma awards. Innovators, are we here? I think we don't have innovators, eh? Alikoka konzekere, my innovators. Okay. Thank you. Chabwino antamini muli muno. 2 minutes before I call Mr. Wisely Piri from SPAC to give us a presentation. Ndimafuna kuti tipange kawo mwavu pang'ono. Anthu timangoti ICT. Do we know what ICT means? Ndufuna lero ndigawe mphatso mama wapano. ICT amatanthauza chani? What does ICT means? Information, communication, technology. Ndizoona? Kuli nkono wina uko. All right. Ndimafuna tibeko osati kuba koma mafunika uzipeza uko mwayi pamene mwayiwo uli woyenera. Ndimafuna tipezeko kenakake ka gift kaya ndikadayale from NCST. NCST amatanthauza chani? Ali ndi madayale okongola kumeneko. A lady. National? Dagana. Exactly. Nde lomaliza. Spark inayamba chaka chanji. This one is a big one. Mr. Wisely, please, muziganizira kuti kodamene apambane mphoto iyi akulandira chani kuchokera ku Spark chachikulu. Chachikulu kwa basi. Spark inayamba chaka chanji. 20? Amagwira ku Spark ameneyo, eh? Disqualified? Anagwira kwe? Disqualified. Watonongera vibe. Komaso ndizaboza sinayambe chaka chimenecho. 2013. Awuti 2013 ayi. Na inu mayimika nkona. Shabwino. Tiwona pamapero pa presentation kuti ku Spark kumene kuchokera chani. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, allow me this time to invite Mr. Wisely Piri, the founder and managing director of Spark. A big hand for Mr. Spark.
Morning.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been invited to come and give a talk today. And I want us all to think really, really hard about our status and where we are as a nation. He's just presented some numbers. I think one of the slides, I don't know whether I caught it well. You were saying we're doing well on services, but then you're saying services imports. So I'm not sure whether I got you well, but maybe we need to think about that. Yeah, so today I want to present about the ecosystem in Malawi and across Africa, what challenges we're meeting, what others are doing, and what we're doing as Spark. I think I had some conversation with part of my team, Vincent and Ahmad, that came yesterday, and they were saying, people were asking, what is Spark doing? And I always say, you guys, when you want to get something from Spark, you're always asking, what is Spark doing? But when you want to come and get business, you're always running away. But anyway, it's our country, so we need to build it. So today we're looking at building a sustainable innovation ecosystem in Malawi. And firstly, I need to move you guys a bit back. We've had our visions as a country. I think we had what, Vision 2020? Now we're talking about Vision Agenda 2063. Have you looked at the numbers? If we're talking today of 2063, what do we mean? How old is Malawi today as a republic? 62 years. So if Malawi was a person, this is a 62 years old person. And we're sitting down here and complaining we don't have fuel, we don't have forex, we don't have anything. 62 years. Then, as a country again, we're saying, no, our agenda, we want to go into 2063. How old will Malawi be at 2063? 99 years. So at 2063, we're looking at a country that will be 99 years. And do we have any option to fail? I think we don't have any add on top of this. It's 99. Do you want us to be 100? So when we sit down here, the reason why actually I had to agree and say maybe I should come and give part of the conversation and have a talk is these years that we're pushing as a country, 99 years. So we're saying at 99 years as a country, we want to be self-reliant, middle income as a nation. And I know people that are sitting here, we've got the regulators, we've got people that are pushing the policies and all that. Are our policies pushing us into that direction? So as a country, we've had a digital economy strategy, which I hear is ending this year. We might be having the success. And what did we agree that we will have by 2026? We're looking at, we said we needed to connect about 80% of the people, that they should have internet. They should have their own gadgets, smartphones. And Mark, I've been doing your research. Where are we? The numbers, I think, were below 40%. So we've had this strategy, and it's ending now. We're still less than what we had agreed. So we've started Vision 2020, we haven't reached. We've started a strategy, we haven't reached. We talked about the e-commerce and digital financial services. I think we should agree on digital financial services we've done well. There have been a lot of integrations in the systems and even the payment systems. If I compare with other countries, these instant payments, in most of the countries in Africa, we don't have. That's one side that as a country we've done really well. Where if someone has got bank A, is able to send to bank B within seconds, they've got their monies in there. I think on that side, we should appreciate the Reserve Bank and the banking system, what they've done in terms of that. We've got, those are the drafts now. So we've got the draft digital transformation strategy, which says we want to coordinate the public infrastructure, service delivery, and data systems. I think we've seen already some data centers in terms of the government, they're moving to the new data centers. And of course, there are some other drafts now on the national AI strategy, where we want to look at the responsible adoption and boosting productivity in terms of AI. But maybe I pull you back a bit in terms of the digital financial services. Like I said, we've made a bit of progress in terms of that. But I would also want to mention where we made 5 steps forward, we've moved back, I think, 2 steps. As of now, the government has come with revisions on all the digital transactions. So what is happening, I think last time I was in one of the meetings on one of the World Bank Economic Monitor, where one of the CEO of the banks was saying, actually, now most of the people are going now inside the banks to withdraw cash. So we've made these steps going forward, we're pushing ourselves backwards. The man of statistics, you might need to look into that. So, maybe a bit, some of you maybe might not know me. My name is Wisely. Should I also be saying next? I thought it was working. So, I'm the founder and CEO of Spark Systems Limited. This is a Malawian company that started in Branta in 2013. Which has grown, and we're operating in 10 countries in Africa. But physically, 2015, we went to Rwanda, we're in Kigali. 2018, we went to Zambia, we're in Lusaka. The same 2018, the business grew, went into Kitwe. Now we're talking about Tanzania, where we've got a physical office, and Mozambique. So we've operated in Africa, we've done our businesses, and we know the African landscape. But all these things started in Malawi. What made us different than the others? I think those are some of the things that I would want us to share. We've won a number of awards. The ICTAM, I think we've won 3 major ones there. We've won a number of them, but I can only mention maybe the 3 major ones. That's the best ICT firm in Malawi. We've won under NetApp as the fastest growing partner. NetApp is one of the guys that does the storages for Google. We've won the best ICT firm in Zambia twice.